Welcome back. Welcome back. How's everybody this morning or afternoon? Happy New Year. We are live. We've been gone, but we weren't gone because we still had our meetups. And you can always find us on our Slack channel. For those of you that don't know about our Slack channel, you should know about our Slack channel. We post jobs. We post everything, pretty much everything, scholarships, jobs, whatever we can get our hands on. For those of you who are new or we're just coming across your timeline, we are Women in Linux. This is episode 130, or is it 131? Is it 131? 130 or 131? One or the two. I think it's 130. Tech stocks and jobs, um, where we get to talk about what's happening in the job sector, the tech sector, where we get a chance to talk about investing, where to place your best bets. Are you conservative, aggressive, moderate? We use investor calculators. We also get down to the nit and grit of just how to make your tech money work for you for the long haul. And I'm not talking about 5 years. I'm talking 10 years, 15 to 20. What does it look like, and so forth. Well, with that being said, I'm gonna kick the show off like this. Well, first let's give shout outs to Don, and then I'll get into my thought process. Natasha, Jonathan R, Ricky Stewart, what's going on? D, what's up? What's happening? What's up? For those that are gonna watch the replay, I see you out there watching the replay on yesterday's show. If you didn't catch yesterday's show, Foolish Finance Fridays, it was a doozy. Ta- Tadrika, what is his name? Tadrika, what's it? Demarcus, and Mr. Grant, I think that's his name, the boyfriend name. Uh, go back and catch the episode. Even catch hotmess.com, even catch the episode just from a financial perspective, where she got to go to jail on the weekends. Excuse me. She's got to pay a fine, that $3,000 fine, plus the classes she has to pay for. She's probably coming out about $5,000 or $6,000. Over time, if she would have invested that money in at $500 a month, and she's only 27, and in 20 years she would have had almost $1 million. Come out to like 768, but that's at $500 a month that she just put away money, and she could be a millionaire in 20 years. She can be more than a millionaire, but I just kept it down to $500. Right, I just kept it down to $500. She got 3,000, put it away, and she putting $500 away in it every single month. Every single month, she's just putting 500 away. Right. So it's a that conversation yesterday had to be had, and I'll probably do more like that. Also check out Ramit's show on the last couple, trying to choose between $720,000 to invest, well, not to invest at for a job. And the wife was like, no, I don't want him to take that job because I'm happy in my job, meaning that she's gonna still continue to work. They're both physicians. They've been together since they were 14. They both went to college, the whole nine. So it's uh it's all about how you all see yourselves, which brings me to my other point. There is there has to be something in you for you to want better for you. There has to be something in you for you to want better for you, and it's got to be in you. I can't give it to you. Your mama can't give it to you. Your daddy can't give it to you. Your friend, it's got to be in you. And there's also has to be something in you. Hold on. That wants to get up and be better than what you were the day before, better than what you were the last year. People always say, you know, you're always in competition. I am. Like people say you're always in competition, not about me, but just in general. But I am always in competition with me. How can I be better? How can I do better than what I did last year? How can I do better than what I did before? How can I make what I'm doing now and 10x it? How can I do that? What does that look like? How can I replicate myself? How can I replicate that income? What does that look like? How can I get back, to the point where you're putting away 200,000, $300,000 a year? Like, what does that look like? How can you get there, right? And so the question becomes is what is it in you that's gonna get up and make that happen? Who are you surrounding yourself with? What's your end game? What's your end goal? What's your purpose? Every human on the planet has purpose. Some purposes are greater than others. Some are to take care of family. Some are just to take care. Uh, some just to take care of their immediate family. Some want to take care of their neighborhood. Some want to take care of the world. It depends. Some don't want to do any of that, right? They just got them and their dog, right? It depends. Everybody is different. Every situation is different. But it's got to be in you. It's got to be in you in order to make that happen. Now, with that said, what I'm finding is a lot of y'all don't have it in you. You don't have it in you. You okay with being mediocre. You okay with it. I get up, I go to work, and I pay my bills, and I'm okay with that. As long as I get to live another day, that's all the Lord got. Is that what the Lord got for me? That's okay. If that's what He got for me, if that's what she got for me, that's where I'm at. You want me to get up every day and go pay? You go to work and you go to pay bills, but there's no happiness in that. You're not excited. You're not joy. You're not you don't wake up and like and like, oh, let me think of abundance. That's not where you're at, right? That's not where you're at. And I got to thinking, and I was like, okay, why am I why have I been obsessed with this for quite some time? Quite some time I've had this thought. Um, and a lot of people say, um, it's grit. And the definition they have of grit is courage and resolve, strength of character. He displayed a true grit of a Navy pilot is what they're using, similar to courageous, bravery, and so forth. But I think it's more than grit, right? I think I think your path has to be strategic, and I also think your path has to be aligned with how you want to see yourself in 5 to 10 years and your friend set group, your friends around you. That I don't know how I could stress that enough. Some people y'all get around like, okay, I get it. You got your friends that you brouhaha with. You got your friends that you like, oh, this my petty friends. We about to go be petty. All right. And then you got your friends that you like, they conservative. We gonna go make money with. And then you got your people that you like, they just chill and they relax. I get it. We all got different friends for different things, different people for different times. Got it. But where's your friends that's like, yo, they got this job over here. We about to go over here and learn these skills, and we and then give us about 6 months, and we're gonna be back at it, and we're gonna make this money. Where them friends at? I don't never hear people talk about them friends. I don't never hear that. Do y'all have friends like that? Well, y'all are like, this is what they doing over here, so we about to go make money over here? Or is that women in Linux? I don't know. You tell me. Are we that group? Are we them friends? I don't know. Where your friends at? That wanna build with you? Where your family members that wanna build? Where's that at? I don't know. So in 2024, I hope you find your people that wanna build with you. The money out here is ridiculous. It's stupid. It's dumb dumb. It is. I don't know how else to say it. When you start seeing, like, I mean, we've been seeing jobs for 200,000, 300,000. We've been seeing that. I mean, that ain't that no conversations that we have like that. We've been seeing that, right? That's nothing new for us to see that kind of job, right? But when we start seeing jobs like this, right? When we start seeing jobs like this, um, DevOps SRE right here at the Tandem Group internal, paying 400 to 500,000 a year, and I've been saying this for 2 years now. I've been telling you it's a lot of money is being pumped into the financial sector. I talked about it with JP Chase Morgan putting 1,500 more uh, high net worth uh, counselors in different regions of the United States. It was Texas, in the Fort Worth area, and in Houston, Florida, um, Texas, Florida, I think California, and I forget the one other spot. But they were putting out 1,500 people. So again, their markets, what they're looking at and predicting, there are going to be more high net worth individuals, meaning in those areas that they're looking at, those cities, meaning there's money flowing in them cities that they're seeing, where people are going to be valued at 10 million or more. So now you got to ask your question is, what is it that they're seeing in those markets and in those areas? We're starting to, well, we got to have counselors to help manage people and their net worth of 10 million or more. Not only that, when we start seeing jobs at 400,000 and 500,000 a year, right? And this not saying total comp. This is saying like your base could be in that range, right? Your base can be in that range, right? Build and maintain infrastructure that supports the firm's trading system. I don't know how many ways I can scream it, what I gotta say, or what I gotta do. I don't know if I gotta trick you and dress up as a server one day. Just come on the stream and just be a server. I don't know, but infrastructure not going nowhere. Infrastructure not going nowhere. Will is that for me, but I don't have friends like that or family members, but I tell them the money is out there. Yeah, that's why I say I think this is the group where we just talk about it, where it's comfortable to talk about it. I'm comfortable to talk about the things that I've done. Um, Comfortable to talk about where I see money at. Right, 400,000 or 500,000 on a job for infrastructure. This is on the infrastructure side. This is DevOps SRE, right? Um, Again, ability to set up and manage CI/CD activities and tools, as well as build your own solutions. Track record of working with distributed systems, Kafka, RabbitMQ, deep understanding of best practices, design practices, and principles for highly decoupled and scalable systems, knowledge of systems, bash, networks, infrastructure and applications, observability with Datadog, Prometheus, Grafana, strong knowledge of coding and scripting, experience with configuration frameworks using Terraform, Customize, Ansible, and Helm. Everything that I talk about for 4 or 500, right? Then I posted all this is in Slack. I'm not gonna post these links out here. They're in Slack, so you can go back in the Slack in the job section and check them out. Then I posted this one. This is from Zillow, a senior director platform infrastructure engineer. I'm gonna hop down here. I'm not gonna go through everything on here. I'm just gonna hop down here to the money so we could talk about the money. Mm-mm, mm-mm. I might have passed it. Hold on. Right here. They got it for Colorado, Hawaii, Nevada, New York, Washington, 279 to 446 annually. Right. And then there's one more. There's one more. Do right here. It was 175 to 275 an hour for this particular position. 175 to 275 an hour for a infrastructure and site reliability engineer, DevSecOps contractor, right? DevSecOps contractor. So that's because I y'all don't understand the money until I break it down to you, right? So let's do our thing. Let's get our calculator out. Get our calculator out. All right. At 175 an hour, so 175 to 275. Let's fall in the middle. Let's do like let's do 225 an hour. Fair enough? 225 an hour. All right, at 225 an hour for a contractor. You're at 225 an hour. Let's say you work 40 hours a week. So for the week that's 9,000 times 4. Um that's 36,000 a month, right? And let's multiply that by 12. That's 432 a year. 432 a year, right? So, as a contractor, you need to take out for your taxes, your insurance, and so forth. So, this is where we get into those complex structures and start letting the business pay you a W-2 salary, right? You set it up where your money goes um into an account and the business pays you a salary every month, and then you take care of the taxes and you structure your money into a 401k, and here's that backdoor Roth IRA. But you are a contractor. You are a contractor, meaning that you may not just work that one job, right? You may not just work that one job. If you're smart, right, you do the contractor thing, and then you go get you a nice little easy peasy W-2. Nothing fancy, nothing hard. Yes, I want you to be a mind numbing W-2. Mind numbing, right? Where what it take care of your insurance. It take care of your it take care of whatever else you got going on, right? If you need life insurance, all that stuff, take care of that, right? You just take that under that. All right, so now you got that set up, right? So you get a job. Let's say you find a little easy peasy, I don't know, a job maybe about 80,000 to 100. You don't want nothing too hard, right? So let's go with 80,000, and let's multiply that by point 0.7, and then let's divide that by 12. So that's about 4,700 a month. We'll say 5,000. So your 36,000 plus your 5,000, you're at 41,000 a month. I don't know. Can y'all live off of that? I don't know. You tell me. You gotta have something for your insurance. You need something to give you some insurance, some coverage there. Now you can go buy your own insurance, but if you use your skills and go work another job, you can leverage that. You had confirmation today that you was doing forensic accounting. I've been telling you to do that. I haven't talked about it enough, but okay. All right. So then Oh no. Do you think 41 is good? Is a good? I don't know. Is that not enough? Maybe I'm the low end on the low end of the totem pole when I'm talking about 41,000 a month. A month. Mm, it ain't 100,000. I'm my bad. My bad. Let's go the other way. Let's say you max out and do the 275 a month. Let's go. Let's do the 275 a month. Let's go. Let's do the 275 a month. I mean 275 an hour. 275 times 40 times 4 not that much times 12 528 a year, so 44,000 a month. So add that 5,000, so it's about 50,000. So you're not that 225. And if you notice how much of a difference from 225 a month to 275 a month is, it ain't show that much difference, right? Let's do it. 225 times 40 times 4 is 36,000 a month. 275 times 40 times 4 is 44,000 a month. So you start playing with little small number. Now, don't get it wrong; they add up over time. But 36 to 44,000, you be the judge, right? So you can always come in between that. But I'm just trying to show you, one, where your grit is at. Two, where your mindset is at. What you looking at. What you looking for. Am I on mute, D? I don't know. I don't think I'm on mute. I don't think they hear me in the back. They don't. I don't think they hear me in the back, D. Kill the stream, D. I don't think they hear me though. Kill the stream. Take me down. Take me down, D. Drop me down, D. They don't hear me. Drop me down, D. They don't hear me. They don't hear us. They don't want it, D. I'll come to the terminal. They don't want it. They don't want it. I didn't think 2024 was gonna kick off like this, but 2024 is kicking off like this. This is insane. This is actually insane. I can't believe it. We talking about $40,000 a month, and everybody sitting on quiet. Nothing. Mm. Mute. Deaf. What we doing in 2024? What are we doing in 2024? Right? Let's get the lights up too. Let's get the lights up. Let's get the lights up too. Right? Others I've been around, I have a full-time job, don't have the time and money to go back to school, or don't have that's why you let the job pay for you to go back to school. You don't have a long way to go. One skill away from 200K, as Teller. If you was listening to the show last night, don't let your trauma stop you from your earnings. Don't let trauma stop you from your earnings. Don't let trauma stop you from your greatness. Distractions stop you from your greatness, and so do traumas. In fact, distractions are probably part of your traumas. Don't let it stop you from your greatness. Don't let it stop you from your greatness. People would distract you because they can't believe it. They don't see it for themselves. And how dare you try to be greater than I? How dare you try to be greater than I? And a lot of people have that attitude, like, what you gonna try to be greater than me? Who she thinks she is? Who he think he is? He ain't nobody. Ain't nobody checking for you, Otis. They didn't come to see you, Otis. You got people out here that really think like that. Stop putting the negative first before you put your positive. An example, like I said last night, I know this may be a dumb question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. No, you started off wrong. You started off with deprecating yourself. You started off with the negative first. Stop leading with the negative and hoping that you're going to get a positive outcome. You want to lead with a negative and hopes that you get a positive outcome. Start with the positive. Lead with the positive. It's a good day. Yes, it is. You woke up today. Yes, I did. Yes, I learned something yesterday. I'm learning something now. Lead with your greatness. Stop letting the negatives are nothing but distractions, and also not don't do nothing but keep you from your greatness. We got to get out of that. Get out of that system. Whatever happened in 2023, acknowledge it. It happened. I am now better for it. I've learned something from it. Write it down. Put it on a piece of paper. Mail it to yourself. Put it somewhere. Write it down. Get it off your chest. Every time a negative thought come up, write that negative thought down and tear and rip it up. Write it down and rip it up. In fact, I would say I would even go even further and say write it down and keep it around. Right? After a while, start counting how many times you had to write that down. Start counting how many, because now you starting to see how often your negative thoughts, like you can't, you don't. I think some people got to visualize things, right? Write down how many negative thoughts you had. Write it down. Every time you write it down, just keep it. Get you a little box and put your little negative thoughts in that box every time, every time, every time, every time, every time. At the end of the month, count up how many negative thoughts you had versus how many positive thoughts that you've had. I bet you start to be astonished about how many negative thoughts you actually had. And that's something that you got to work on. You got to get out of this mold of they ain't gonna like me because I'm black. They not gonna give me that raise because I'm black. They not gonna give me that raise because I don't have this education. They not gonna give me this because of that. They not gonna no, I'm not gonna give you shit. You right. I'm not. You work for it. You earned it. Your time that you put into it, your studying that you do, your grind that you do, your communication style, how you respond to emails, how you talk to people, how you get in there and try to figure things out. The solution, be 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 the solution. There's a problem, I'm the solution. There's a problem, I'm the solution. How do you craft? How do you see yourself? How do you see yourself? Put yourself in a position of greatness. Don't put yourself in a position to lose. Study the game. What do I need to know? If it's something over there, let me go look at it. Study it. Understand it. If I don't understand it, ask questions. Do some research. Don't be on the sideline. It's 2024. We already in February. We already in February. On Monday, everybody gonna be off. Or some of everybody. But don't let Monday pass you by where you don't figure out how to be the best for that week. Study. Set your study schedule up. Get your study buddy. Do something different. Do something different. If 2023 didn't work out for you, hey, we in the whole new year, you breathing. Let's see what we can do with 2024. February already here. We'll be in March soon. 3 months gone. Q1 gone. We gone. Q1 gone. You still trying to figure out what you gonna study. Study something. Study something. Miss Miss AK, you said it's sad some people don't want you to leave them stagnant by themselves and will attempt to discourage you. Yeah, yeah. That's because they don't see it. They stuck. And I get it. Sometimes you get down on yourself, right? I've been there. You get down on yourself. You like, what am I doing wrong? How can I fix this? How can I get out of this? I feel like I'm just getting up going to work. I feel like I don't have no purpose. I'm not doing something right. What am I doing wrong? And you get that. And I get that. Now the question is, how did you get to where you were? And what's your plan to get out of it? And what's around you in that moment of time for you to feel like that? Sometimes you all have to do a deep analysis on yourself because some of you self-sabotage. When things are going great, that can't be for me, so I'm a self-sabotage. Some of you have a fear of happiness. Some of you have a fear of happiness. I can't be happy. That can't. Oh no. I can't do that. Some of you have a fear of happiness. Happiness is not your place. Happiness is not your place. You fear it. You see it coming down the street and you run. You run towards the negative. You run towards where it's like, oh, it's comfortable over there. At least I know when they talk about me, I know how they're going to talk about me. At least when they dog me out, I know how they're going to dog me out. At least when they don't give me the raise, I could say, I knew they weren't going to do it because that's my place. Being unhappy is my place. You got that fear of happiness. You can't nobody walking, can't nobody even say good morning to you. Can't nobody even smile at you. Can't nobody even tell you that you look nice today. Can't nobody even give you a compliment. Can't nobody even come over to you and say, hey, I saw that you weren't happy today, but I wanted to give you a little something, something to make you smile. You can't even accept happiness in your life. You've been around people who are disgustingly unhappy, and you've been around them so long that when you walk around, your face just be unhappy, but you be happy on the inside, but your face just don't even can't even crack a smile. Some of you are so unhappy, you're 25, but you look 40. Some of you are unhappy, you're 40, but you look 90. Some of you unhappy, you can't even walk. The stress, the unhappiness has built up in your heart. The unhappiness has built up and swollen up and caused ulcers in your life. Some of you got bad knees because you unhappy. The unhappiness is reeking through your body. It's a nasty thing. You got the nasty man's disease. You got the nasty woman disease. You just unhappy. And you get up and then you expect greatness to come into your life. You built a moat around your heart. You built a moat around your body. You built a moat around just sitting on just you backstroking on unhappiness lane. You're like, hey, unhappy. You get together with unhappy people. You celebrate unhappiness. Y'all just be over there like, you know what? I'm going outside, but I'm gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice to talk about somebody else. I'm gonna drag them through the mud. That's what you want to do. Look at you. Let's really talk about it. Cat Williams got and O'Shea got 50 million views. I'm not saying he unhappy, and I'm not saying he told a lie or the truth. I don't know that. I don't know none of that stuff. But let's really analyze why did it hit 50 million? What did you find that was so exciting about it? He told the truth about the people. Well, how do we know that? Oh, we got receipts. Why are we The time that you spend looking for receipts is the time that you could be applying for this job for this 175 an hour to 275 an hour. The time that you could be getting the skills in order to get to the next level. That's what I mean. How you spend your time and who you spend your time with. My goal is for you to be happy. My goal is for you to be like like how Scrooge McDuck used to be swimming in the money. I don't want you to be Scrooge McDuck, but I do want you to be swimming in the money. Down to Earth says I find that keeping an attitude of thankfulness helps to keep the negativity away. It does. It does. Here's the last thing I wanna leave with, and we're gonna get into the show. The self-sabotage is a form of neglect and abuse. Every time you self-sabotage yourself, it's a form of neglect and abuse. And it's somebody or a group of people or something around you that's causing you to neglect and abuse yourself. Now you got to ask the question, what is that? Because that's stopping you from your greatness. You got to change your mindset and you got to change your people. All right, let's get into the show. All right. So we got a little Bitcoin today. We talk about BlackRock's ETF. We're going to talk about a little bit of everything today. Right? A little bit of everything. Open your mind. Take notes. Spread the word. Those that want to listen will listen, and those that don't, they will not. You can't convince nobody to see greatness in themselves if they don't see it in themselves. Here's another thing too. Sometimes people won't follow you because you don't reflect greatness of yourself, so they can't see it in you. Follow me. If you want people to listen or receive, sometimes you have to show outwardly your greatness. And I'm not talking about material. I'm just talking every something you do every day naturally. Your greatness has to show outwardly, and sometimes people don't see that from you. You may think they see it, but you're not displaying it. You got to display it. And then you have to figure out what that is for you. You got to figure that out. All right. So, what do we have? This came out last week. We were supposed to do a show last week and we didn't make it. All right. Investing $125,000 into these four high yield dividend stocks could add $10,000 in passive income to your portfolio in 2024. How many of you are investing in ETFs? And do you know what an ETF is? How many are investing in ETFs? Do you know what an ETF is? And what ETFs are you investing in? Right? Let's go. Investopedia. All right, ETFs. All right, here we go. I don't want to make it too much bigger. There we go. All right, ETFs are a basket of stocks or bonds that trade like regular stocks. So, regular stocks, Apple is a stock, Amazon, Walmart, Home Depot, Costco, Coca Cola, Pepsi, they're just individual stocks. Now, you may want to invest in a individual stock or an ETF. Well, in an ETF, you will find a conglomerate of stocks. Now, they could be made up of technology, it could be energy, it could be a number of things, right? So with an ETF, you get a little mix of everything in there, depending on the ETF that you get, right? Depending on the ETF you get, right? And so, like they say, they're usually passively managed, meaning they seek only to match the underlying benchmark index. Now, I talked about this last year, the difference between the ETFs and the mutual funds. Remember now, the mutual fund, the goal for the mutual fund is they have an active portfolio manager that looks to outperform the S&P 500. So they have fees and they can make changes at any time within that mutual fund. So understand, mutual funds have fees. What so do ETFs, right? They have fees, and that's called your PE ratio. Your PE ratio. That means that's how much it costs for you to purchase, or not. I won't say purchase. That's how much it costs for that particular ETF or that individual stock, right? Now, the fees are normally higher in your mutual funds, right? So Dave Ramsey follows the mutual fund premise because they're returning 12%. But after you start looking at fees and so forth, that could be a little different, right? That could be a little different. ETFs. All right. So we got ETFs and then we also got index funds. So let's go down here. Let me go back because this not. Oh, well, maybe they might have had it on there. Let me go back. They might have had it down here. All right. Here we go. Yeah. Um, this is an index ETF, and then I'm gonna click through here what they have right here. All right, an index ETF is a type of exchange traded fund that is designed to mirror and benchmark index such as the S&P 500 index, the Dow Jones Industrial Average, or the Nasdaq. Right. Index ETFs are popular because they are offer a diversified portfolio for investors, right? A diversified portfolio for investors, right? So let's look at what they're talking about over here under this ETF that they're talking about, right? So passive income, right? Dividend, they got dividend stocks. So let's go back because we need to give y'all context so you know. So dividend. Do y'all know what a dividend stock is? Because there's a dividend ETF and then there's a dividend stock, right? And it came up on that first look, but let me get here. Investopedia. Go. All right. Dividend stocks are companies that pay out regular dividends. And I'm going to get a little deeper into this too. Dividend stocks are usually well established companies with a track record of distributing earnings back to their shareholders. Okay, when we're talking about dividend stocks, if you all are super conservative, if you're a conservative, I'm going to tell you to stick with the aristocrats and the kings. You're welcome. You're welcome, Jawan. You're welcome. And thank you. Aristocrats and kings. If you've been to this stream before, you know you've heard me beat this in your head. Aristocrats and kings. Okay? We're talking about aristocrats and kings. All right, let's go. Let's go right here. I keep y'all on Investopedia so y'all can do one stop shopping. You don't have to use them, but I like them because they're real easy to find information on. All right, what is a dividend aristocrat? Right? A dividend aristocrat is a company in the S&P 500 index that not only consistently pays a dividend to shareholders, but it annually increases the size of its payouts. In other words, over the past 25 years, it has paid a dividend, and the dividend has increased consecutively over those 25 years. You want to be with companies that have consecutively paid out increasing dividends over the past 25 years, and that's what your aristocrats are. And then your kings have done it over the past 50 years. Now they have what they call champions, which are 10 years, but most people try to stick with the long term plan, 25, 50 years, right? 25, 50 years. All right, so back over here on the article that we're reading, they're saying, hey, 125 invest in $125,000 in these four high yield dividend stocks could add $10,000 of passive income to your portfolio. What do they mean by passive income? Meaning, I put my money in here, and then over time, that dividend could pay out to me as a passive income. It could pay out to me as passive income, right? So that is possible. Some people like real estate, some people like stocks, some people like to put their money into a high yield savings account, some people like annuities, some people like life insurance. It depends on who you are. So let's get into it. All right. So that's a little small. Let me blow it up here. A little bit more. There we go. All right, seeking out high growth businesses that can generate market beating returns can be quite entertaining. However, it seems that more often than not, growth stocks carry a lot of volatility, with which can be unnerving at times. Investing in steady, slow growth businesses can be more prudent option by splitting up the total investment of $125,000 into four high dividend yield companies discussed below. You might be able to add $10,000 of dividend income into your portfolio. Now, with that being said, you don't have to worry about taking a whole lump sum of 125 and investing. You can easily do this same process with $500. You can do the same process with 1,000 or what have you. But understand, what kind of investor are you? Are you conservative? Are you aggressive? Are you very aggressive? Are you moderate aggressive? Right? Understand what your how you invest, right? All right. So Rhythm Capital, 9.7 dividend yield. The first company on this list is a REIT, a real estate company. So some of you may not go out and buy real estate. You may buy REITs. You may buy REITs, REIT, REITs. All right. REITs generally carry high dividend yields because they're required by law to pay out at least 90% of their annual taxable income to shareholders at a 9.7% yield. One fourth of the proposed 125,000 investment can generate 3,000 of dividend income. Rhythm, RITHM. Let's go look them up, right? So let's hit up Yahoo Finance. And let's hit the finance. And let's look at that ticker that they're talking about. Let's scroll back up. It's called RITM. RITM is the ticker. RITM. All right. So let's go look at RITM right here. All right. What I'm looking for when I look at this, and let me make this smaller because I can't see. What am I looking for when I look at this? I'm gonna hit max, right? And I actually like Google's better. Let me do that. Let me do Google better. I like Google better. Hold on. I like Google Finance a little better. All right, now let's do RITM. All right, and let's hit max. All right, so here we can see they've been around since 2013. Here they are at in 2024. They're down 21%, right? Look at this. Look at this right here. Look at this right here. We go 5 year out, they're down. 1 year out. Well, 1 year ago, they was up 20%. On the 5 year mark, they're down, and then the max, right? So what I'm looking for when I'm looking at this, and I'm gonna show you what I'm looking for. Let me go here and type in VOO. Oops. What I'm looking for when I look at max, I'm looking like, okay, what has it done over time? It's max over time. It's up 330%. That's what I'm looking for when I'm looking at max, right? That's what I'm looking for. I like to see I like to see curves like this, dude. I don't know about you all. Do y'all like to see these curves? Y'all look, fellas, y'all be looking for the hourglass. I'm looking for the incline. Up and away. Right? So VOO, that's an ETF, right? And here's another one, VTI. We're gonna look at it, right? And now I'm gonna look at the max. Right? See, this is what I'm looking for. Miss Phoenix, thank you for becoming a 300K earner. Right? Y'all looking for the hourglass? I'm looking for the incline, baby. Up and away, right? Up and away, right? All right. So let's get back to it. So that's a REIT. It says one of the core themes of the current state of the macro economy is high interest rates. Given this dynamic, traditional banks have become more stringent in their lending. This approach has opened up the doorway to, I'll say RITM or rhythm, providing a company with overlooked opportunities in commercial real estate and mortgage loans and even rentals. All right, let's hop down here. I'm gonna skip through them. Continue story. Altera, I guess Altria. A second company I'm exploring is a tobacco giant. Indeed, demand for tobacco products has been on the decline for many years. Moreover, current economic conditions, hallmarked by high borrowing costs and inflation, have caused consumer spending to drop in certain areas. Nevertheless, at best, the best companies often do. Arturo has found ways to combat shrinking popularity of tobacco products. More specifically, the company is making inroads into smokeless tobacco and vaping markets as well. So they got a PE ratio of 8.3. PE ratio, price to earnings, PE ratio, price to earnings ratio, right? Far below the S&P 500, which is 21.7. All right, so it says Altera, the most unique company on the list, is esteemed position among the dividend kings. The dividend kings. So let's go look them up. Let's go look at their what they are. MO is their ticker symbol. Let's look up MO right here. Let me see what they're looking like. That's what one day looks like. That ain't too bad. I take that. They had it. They hit a height right here in 2017. They've been on a decline, but I bet you their dividends have been increasing over time. They lost 12% of their stock in 2023. Tobacco stocks with smoking hot hot dividends. This was came out 3 days ago. PO and MO and MO and PM. The Altero Group. Let me look and see what they came out with. Moreover, the high yield dividend of both MO and PM continues to attract investors' attention. Put them on if y'all don't like these things and you're not sure about them, go put them on a watch list and go look and see what their dividends have been. Let me go back over here to Yahoo and see what their dividends have been. All right, so here we go. Stats. I'm looking to see which one of their thing shows their dividend payouts. It's on one of these joints. That's their financial. I don't have that um sign up. The short term, long term market. Their PE ratio is 8.44. So they're low on the low end. Okay, forward dividend and yield 3.92. So their yield is 9.48. Again, you want to be around, you want to get the 10 mark. You really want to be 10 and up, but as close as you can get to 10 still works. Again, we're talking about over the next 10, 15, 20 years is what you're looking at, right? So far we got RITM, then we got MO, right? The next one we have is Verizon. Now I've been following Verizon. VZ, Verizon. Verizon is constantly battling subscriber churn. It shouldn't come as a surprise. Verizon stock fell over the past year, yet despite challenges, um, challenging competitive landscape, Verizon still managed to generate robust free cash flow. Verizon is the backbone on a lot of other places that start with a G. So I just leave it at that. So while Verizon stock is likely not going to handily outperform the broader markets, dividend investors still like it. The stock at a 6.8% yield, one fourth of the 125,000 will go into them. Now, people had problems with AT&T. They dropped off. They dropped off. People dumped them, and now they seem like they back. They seem like they sold off a lot of their debt, paid off a lot of their debt, and now they're back. All right, so they got 6.4% at AT&T. So now let's go over here to Yahoo Finance, and let's look at VZ, and then let's look at the Max. We see you got some little ups and downs here. We got a few ups and downs here and there, right? Return about 379%, right? 379, right? 379. Now we're gonna look at AT&T. It's just T, and let's Max, and they're up 340%, up 340%, right? So I'm always looking at the Max for me because I'm long term. I want to see what you performed out, you know, in your existence, right? How many of y'all know about SPY? Right, it follows. It's an ETF that follows the S&P 500. If we go look at the Max, it's up 984%, and look at that curve, right? If you wanna be conservative, go look at Kings and Aristocrats. Go look at ETFs and find out what the Kings and Aristocrats are. There's actual index fund that follows the Aristocrats. I believe. Um, Let me look it up. ETF Kings. Is there an ETF that tracks dividend aristocrats? Yeah, the Yeah, SPDR tracks it. Source quality. Yeah, I'm focusing on companies with long and consistent paying dividends. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Whatever. We'll go back to another page. I don't want to do that. I just want to get the ETF. KNGS. 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 Right here. This must be a new one. 2021. Yeah, this is a new one. So far, it's returned 10%. Round Hill and S&P Dividend Monarchs ETF follows the Kings. Now, you can look and see what's in this particular ETF. And let's go here and look and see what's in this ETF. All right. So here are the top holdings in this ETF. Oops. All right. They have 3M, Federal Realty. I'm not sure what INV&T stands for. Uh, Leggett and Platt, Black Hills Corporate, Target, Stanley Black, Abbey, I guess Abvi, I guess, Kenu, Sonoco, and Kimberly Clark Corporation. And then they show you the percentage of what they have in there, the weight of each one of those. And these are all kings that are individual stocks. Sonoco, I forgot to mention them, are individual stocks that you could go purchase or you can get with the king and then invest in this particular ETF and then go from there, right? Let's see. All right, so that's the king. I was looking through this and I was like, I don't know if I want to talk about the IRS begin the trial of its own free tax filing system. I don't know. I'll come back to that one. I'll talk about that a little bit more another time. But let me go back to the other stuff I want to talk about here. Let me see. All right. So this one right here was talking about the 12 best stocks according to billionaire Ken Griffin. 12 best stocks according to um, billionaire Ken Griffin, right? I'm gonna hop down here to the stocks and then we can look them up. Let's look at them. All right. I don't know. How y'all feeling about Uber? I don't know. I don't know. I hadn't looked at Uber in a long time. What is Uber performing like? Let's go. And let's look at the max. They up 52%. They're up 52%. They're up 52%. Uber shares shoot up after the CEO says ride volume is increasing. Again, that was in 2020. Let's go back. Let's go back. What was the latest? This latest release. Uber shares sink despite first profitable quarter. So they look like they shot up here October the 23rd, and then they took a big ride. They took a big ride here. Little dip, and then they back up. So check out Uber. Uber. And you can put this on your watch list. So you put Uber on your watch list. All right. So next one up, we talked about AT&T T. All right. Next one up, Meta. Let's go look. All right, Max. Here we go, Meta. It took a big dip right here. Was this the announcement of the metaverse? I don't know. Slam for earnings, spending disappointment. All right. Dropped 24%. That would have been a good time to get it when they took this dip right here. When they took this big dip right here. And that they took this big dip right here, that'd have been a perfect time to buy Meta when it was on this dip of $90. We done shot up from 90 to 374. Shot up from 90 to 374. You got to know, set alerts when they take these big dips. So inside your brokerage account, you can set yourself up for when whatever stock you're invested in and it dipped below, say it dropped down $10 or $20 or a certain percentage or something like that. You see a market change like that, that'd be the perfect time for you to buy. Set your alerts, look at it, boom. Oh, you dropping? You dipping? Let's buy. Buy low, sell high, buy low. All right. Let's go back to the list. So far we got AT&T, we got Meta. Who else did we have? Who else I said? I forget. Oh, and looks like he may have Nvidia on here, but let's look. Dell Technologies. Next one up is Book Holdings. Micron Technology, MU. MU. Oh yeah, Uber was the other one. MU. Let's go look at MU. All right. I'm going max. We had a big high right here back in 2000. We got some up and down with them. They got some volatility. They got some volatility on them, right? They got some dips in here, then back up, right? But they returned. Let me blow this up so you can see on Micron on the max. We got 5,743,000 on a return, right? This ticker symbol we're looking at is MU. MU ticker symbol. All right. Next one up is Palo Alto Networks. I'm with that. PANW. I'm with Palo Alto. PANW. Hit my max. We got a 0.3. Let me see. When would they see, they don't look like they've been around that long. So let's go 1 day, 5 day, a month, 6 months. Don't look like they've been around that long. We got a year. Well, I wonder when they were created. Why we not getting my Palo Alto? Hold on. Let's go PANW. Yeah. Why we not getting? There we go. Okay, that look better. On a max, we at 1.3%. I get it. Add these to your watch list. That's right. Put them on your watch list. You just watching them. You just want to see how they performing before you invest. You can even do paper trading with them. Paper trade. Put $100 in each one of these, and then see how they perform over a month or so, like that. Just watch them, right? PANW, Palo Alto, in in the cloud networks, security, so forth, right? Next one up. Oh, did I miss it? Why am I missing something here? Did they just read it out? Palo Alto Network was 6. Do. I'm looking to see. Click here. Suggested. What happened? I don't know. I'm looking to see where the other thing is at. Hold on. Back out. That's 9. That's 7. That's 6. Oh, continue reading. T-Mobile, T-Mus. Thank you. Yeah, we'll talk about defense stocks. I'm gonna do a deep dive on clearances on Monday. T-Mobile, T-Mus, TMUS. Let's go look. TMUS. Let's hit my max. Up 184.66% since its inception. I'm always looking for this. Call me greedy for looking for the slope. All right, close that. Close you. Let me see. What am I missing? T-Mobile, T-Mus. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then okay, this is just a. I'm assuming it get picked back up. Oh no, that's why I hate Insider Monkey. Sometimes they don't continue with the article. You be like, where the rest of the article at? T-Mus. It says Citadel decreased its T-Mobile in decreased its take in T-Mobile by 34% in the third quarter. A total of 79 hedge funds tracked by Insider Market had stakes in T-Mobile as the end of the year. Clearbridge Technology made the following comment about T-Mobile, T-Mus. And then here's the statement that they made. And then here it is right here. Good God. Adobe. I'm with Adobe. Adobe got nice salaries. ADBE. Let's hit the max here. All right. Adobe is returning 271,054%. Adobe returning 271,000 uh 271,054.55%. Right? Adobe, ADBE, Adobe. All right. Let's go back to our page. Apple. You know I love Apple. APPL, baby. I mean, double APL. Double APL, baby. All right, so let's get over here to Apple. If you ain't got Apple, I don't know what you're doing. Oh, I buy $10 every week. All right, Max is returned 154,833.33%. Y'all ain't rocking with the Apple. It don't fall far from the tree. APPL. You want to see that? You like that curve? You like that curve? I know you like Nvidia. Excuse me. NVDA. I buy them too. I'm in that too. We out here. We in that. NVDA. It max 66,619. They got a nice little run here. Look at that run. All right. And last one. Microsoft. MSFT. Microsoft. MSFT. Let's go on Max. They have returned 388,370%. Apple, Microsoft, you can find a ETF to invest in that has them already, or you can do individual if you want to. So to recap, um, this list, is this it? No, no, it's this one. To recap this list, I said I want to see all, but we got all the ads coming up. Let's see. I'm down with Adobe, Microsoft, Meta and Uber, Apple. I like them. I like this list. Now, Miss Phoenix, you said don't forget about the defense stocks, and thank you. Thank you for your tech ties. All right, so defense stocks. What are defense stocks? Better get. Hold on. Let's utilize our good old friend Chat GPT. What are defense stocks? You can use Investopedia too. Okay, here we go. Defense stocks refer to stocks of companies that are involved in the defense and the military industry. These companies typically manufacture and supply products and services related to national defense and security. I'm going to simply state that you're probably thinking about Raytheon, Lockheed Martin, Boeing are the ones that come to mind. So, um, what are some examples of defense stocks? Let's see if ChatGPT will come up with something. Here we go. Lockheed Martin, ticker symbol LMT, Boeing BA, Northrop Grumman NOC, Raytheon RTX, GD, General Dynamics Corporation, BAE, which is BA Systems. They just bought Ball Industries, L3 Harris, LHX, and Huntington Ingalls Industry, HII. They're a shipbuilding company that constructs and maintains naval ships. All of these are government contractors, as we like to call them. They're companies, and they all sponsor clearances. And these are all companies that you could go work for, and possibly get a clearance, and also companies probably that have been around for a very long time. All right. So, with that being said, who would I recommend that you go work for? Everybody loves the Raytheon. I am more on the Lockheed Martin side. Um, People like Raytheon. I like Lockheed Martin. So I have my own qualms there. So let's go here. RTX. Let's go max. It's returned 89.24%. You can see it's an up and down industry, but I mean it's still increasing over time here, right? LMT for Lockheed Martin. Let's go on max here. We got at 1631.51%. We have Lockheed Martin. Hence, why I like Lockheed Martin. I call me LM if you want to, right? The next one was Boeing, which was BA. They've had problems. They just grounded their planes. They always have problems. They're up 3,000 2%. They're sitting at 217, right? Right? And last but not least, let me here it is right here. GD um is another one. So let's go look at GD. Let me close this one and go here and type in GD. General Dynamics. We'll go max. And they're up 4,008%, 4,867.06%, right? So those are your defense contractors, defense stocks. I'll go back through that list again. I'll tell you um, who I like, which I told you. I need to do Northrop Grumman, LMT, Boeing, BA, Northrop Grumman Corporation, NOC, RTX, Raytheon Technologies Corporation, General Dynamics, GD, BA Systems or Base Systems, BA, um, L3 Harris, LHX, and Huntington Ingalls. And then people could be subcontractors to these companies as well too, and they could be traded, right? Last but not least, let's look up NOC for Northrop Grumman, and we're gonna move on. Where we at right here? NOC, Northrop Grumman Group, and let's hit max. Returning 3,029 0.99% is Northrop Grumman Group. NOC, ticker symbol NOC. All right. Those are your defense stocks. Those of you that are not familiar with defense contracting, um, this is the new phenomenon everybody keeps calling GovTech. We always talk about recession proof. We always talking about getting to the bag or what have you. If you want to talk about continuous money, the government never stopped spending. When the pandemic was going on, they was spending. When before the pandemic, after the pandemic, there's been spending. Department of Energy, all of those different things are still making money. Ooh, D, you put up GovTech. Ah, my chest. I'm having heart palpitations. All right. If you ever want to know what we doing, it's public information. Defense spending budget. March 9th of 2023, they submitted a defense spending budget for 2024 for 842 billion for the defense for DoD for the Department of Defense. 26 billion over FYI levels and 100 billion more than 2022. So if you ever want to know what's going on with the defense spending budget, just type it in. It's public information, and this is how you know where the money resides. So somebody got to eat off of that money, right? Um, if you look at defense awards for LMT, so contract wins. No. Oh yeah, I am. All right, contract wins. There's a whole slew of things that you can find out about who won what. Not that one, but here it is right here. I don't know why I took that, but anyway, here you can see who's winning what. Does LMT have military contracts? Yes. U.S. awards defense contractor over a billion to Lockheed Martin, and that was in 2022. Right, and you could go down the list just looking this stuff up. Um, so much so that a lot of the tech stocks follow this. So if you go to Seeking Alpha, right, and let's look at LMT, and let's hit enter. Let's make this a little smaller because it's super huge. Right, they track Lockheed Martin. So Lockheed Martin won 101 point 51 $1 million contract. Lockheed Martin, a solid bet for the future of defense and aerospace. $312 million Navy contract, a $1.15 billion contract modification. BAE set to bring M 77 back online. Lockheed Martin opportunity knocks. This, that, another. You can do the same thing with GDIT and so forth and so on. This is how you find out what's going on with defense spending and also where to invest as well too. Right. Put a one in the chat if you've been able to keep up. The one in the chat if you've been able to keep up. Right. So we talked about the 12 best stocks. We talked about how to search. We talked about kings and aristocrats. We talked about passive income. We talked about how to get yourself situated so that you know whether you're an aggressive or moderate or so forth, right? You need to check that. You need to look and check that out for yourself, right? Don't let somebody else tell you what you are. You should know what you are. You should know how you want to invest, right? And I'm looking at my other thingy here. Trying to figure out which one I want to go to next. Well, let's go. Well, hold on. Let me double verify. Okay. All right. So we ready. All right. So next up, let's get into it. All right. BlackRock Bitcoin ETF is outperforming Bitcoin. All right. ETFs will likely never track Bitcoin exactly, but in the case of BlackRock's fund, that apparently has no problem at all. And let me blow this up so you can read with me. All right. Buyers of the D put me on a smaller screen so they can see it. Buyers of the of spot Bitcoin ETFs aren't buying actual Bitcoin, but that's working out just fine so far for folks buying into BlackRock's fund. BlackRock iShares Bitcoin Trust IBIT has outperformed Bitcoin since Thursday's launch. Although it perhaps better to say IBIT has performed less poorly than Bitcoin, the top crypto has fallen 10.2% since the ETFs went live. Since the ETFs went live to IBITs, 8.9% lost more than 4% between them. In fact, IBIT share price is doing better than its rivals. At 1150, Valkyrie's BRR and Franklin Templeton are the worst performing Bitcoin's ETFs. They're down 10.6% and 10.8%. Right? Bitcoin ETFs versus Bitcoin, and they're showing this here. Like they all have fallen, but they're saying that BlackRock has performed better Then followed by CoinShares, Fidelity, um, Bitwise, and this yellow one is Van Eck, then Grayscale, and then Wisdom, and then BRR, and then Franklin and Templeton has not performed well. In fact, it's performing below Bitcoin, right? So they're showing here what that looks like and and what's going on out there, right? So with that being said, let's go down this route, our Bitcoin route. We know about the filings that came, the applications of the filings, because I was going to talk about that last week. But now let's look at this. This is what was predicted. Bitcoin could open up the floodgates to a $30 trillion wealth management market. A wealth management market, right? So, wealth management. All right. Following the approval of the spot Bitcoin ETF, analysts at Standard Chartered anticipate funds inflows to range between 50 billion to 100 billion in 2024. It's first opportunity for many large wealth managers to get access to crypto. Bitcoin is beginning to become a benchmark asset for younger generations. Founder Anthony Pomplino from Pump Investments, POMP. Now, Bitcoin's ETFs are trading across the U.S. public markets. Many large money managers that have been effectively locked out of the crypto finally have a way to access the primary digital currency. For 30 trillion advised wealth management industry, the floodgates could be about to open. Analysts have chartered anticipated a flow of 50 billion to 100 in 2024 billion. Don't think the insurance companies are not going to be in these. They will, right? Bitcoin is beginning to become a benchmark asset for younger generation. We know most investors can't beat benchmark, so adding the new benchmark to your asset allocation is the only way to try to keep up. Now, do I think it's a problem with you in taking $1,000 or $10,000 and putting it into crypto? No. Should you put all your money in there? I don't know. I don't think so. Now, what happened to all the football players that took their money and put it in crypto to get paid? What was that like? Are they still run? Are they still? Is everything still okay? Because then what's his name do that? What's the receiver name with the blonde hair? He just had the kid. He did the one-handed catch. What's his name? He used to be with the Giants, but I think he with Cleveland now. I think he with Cleveland now. Well, he was with Cleveland at one point. It'll come to me. What is his name? Odell Beckham. Odell Beckham. Didn't he have his whole thing in Bitcoin? It's his salary. When he became a free agent in November, Odell decided to be paid in 750,000 salary in Bitcoin after Bitcoin recent plummet in January and after taxes. The news report estimated he would net approximately $35,000 from his contract for the entire year. That was in that's what they say right here. That came out in February of 2022. I wonder what happened. He put 750 in there. Now, as a financial advisor, for him, I wouldn't have told him to do that. He put $750,000 in there. When he became a free agent in November and decided to be paid in 700 his to be paid his $750,000 salary in Bitcoin. After Bitcoin's recent plummet in January and after taxes, the news report his estimated net would be $35,000 from his contract. There was no way there was there was a woman in his ear. There was no way. She would if he had a woman or somebody on his side that would have been like, "Sir, let's not do the whole 750. Let's do 150 and let's take the rest and put it aside. Let's even take half. And you put it over there and let's keep half of this." There's no way in the world I'm walking away with just $35,000. Y'all gonna have to give me my money back. You're gonna have to give me my money back, right? So he's got approximately $35,000 that came back to him, right? Odell Beckham Jr. suffers major salary loss after Bitcoin decline. The Cleveland Browns decided to drop Odell Beckham from their team. He went to LA. Okay, yeah, he in LA now. Um, so forth and so on. It says it says at the time Bitcoin was hitting all-time highs and breaking currency records and was even worth approximately $64,000 per coin. While it appeared to be a great decision, Bitcoin's dip in the market has shattered the price of the coin. The cryptocurrency is now worth about half, and the aforementioned, and this is an older report, was hovering around 35,000. The news of Bitcoin drop is unfortunate for Beckham's earning. Daryl Rovell reported that his entire salary is now worth only 413,000, as opposed to 75,000, 750,000. Once taxes are factored, OBJ makes around 35,000, which equates just to one Bitcoin. All right. At the time, it was 64,000. Today, it's worth 35. At the time of this writing, this is older. Um, and Odell would be taxed on that 750,000 by the state of California at 50%, which means as of now he's netting 35,000 for his from his contract. I bet you do get paid USD. I bet you he do get paid USD, right? So all I'm saying is I'm not gonna take all my money and put it in there. I know some people will. I'm not that kind of gambler. I'll go take a little bit and I'll go play. Like, oh, every paycheck, let me throw $100 on Bitcoin. Let me throw $100 on Ethereum. Let me throw a little something something on this right X, Y, and Z. Right? That's what I would do. Right? But all my money? Nah, not all my money. He gonna be down for a long time. Hopefully he don't get injured. All right. Oh, I was mentioning some posts. What were we mentioning? Did y'all know we had a Twitter? Y'all go follow us on Twitter too. I don't know what this is for, but I'm gonna have to click on his post. Info set pack. I don't know. what they talking about us out there in these tech streets. Oh, here we go. I'll retweet that. I'll retweet that. Do things live. Aretha singing ain't no way. All right, I'll take that. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all go follow um Keep It Techie. Shout out Keep It Techie, Textual Chatter. And I've been on both of theirs. I need to get them over on our show. Uh especially Mr. Gearling, Infoset Pat, Citizen Lou. Right? Go check them out. Go check them out. Mm, okay. I'm sending you something, D. Right now. Oh, D, you know. Oh, no, what happened to D? All right, cool. All right, next up, let's get back to it. Let's get back to the show. We got the ETF, we got the 30 trillion. We know that. That's investments. We talked about that. BlackRock ETF, we talked about that. Let's look at this. See where y'all at. Can you become a millionaire from scratch in 1 year? Mm-mm-mm. You think you could do it in 1 year? From nothing? Hmm. How many of y'all say no or yes? What you thinking? Can you become a millionaire in 1 year? Hold on, I'm responding to somebody. All right. Can you become a millionaire in 1 year? Somebody say no, yes, maybe. Okay, let's find out. All right, title. Can you become a millionaire from scratch in 1 year? If you've ever asked yourself whether it's possible to amass significant wealth in little time, you're not alone. Many people with average incomes fantasize about starting their own $1 million venture that produces big results within a year. But reality, according to experts, doesn't quite look like that. It's very difficult to become a millionaire in 1 year, even under ideal circumstances, says Jake Hill, finance expert. Building wealth is a time-consuming process that involves careful planning and a solid strategy. Below are more answers to the big questions of whether you can become a millionaire from scratch within 1 year. Is it possible to improve your income? In her experiences as general manager of Coupon Snake, hold on, I don't know if this is part of the article. That's why I be confused with Yahoo. That's why I don't like reading from them sometimes. I'm like, is it possible to improve your income? Like, what they got to do with the millionaire? I think this is the art part of the article. It's almost impossible. While some experts believe it's achievable feat, others are not so optimistic. It is impossible for most people to become millionaires within just 1 year. More often than not, Luck also plays a role, she said. She explained wealth accumulation usually demands time, discipline, saving, and savvy investing, like starting up something of one's own. She added that many millionaires accumulated wealth on their own, often with diverse income streams. She said the typical millionaire does not reach this stage usually using risky, quick ventures, but rather than later in life. Like the average millionaire, at one point it was 62 was the average millionaire, the age of an average millionaire, and then I saw another one at 57. So I'm going to say between 57 and 62 is what you normally see. But people are becoming millionaires earlier. Not to say that you can't, but it's just let you know that 62 is usually where it's what I'm seeing between 57 and 62. Right. Luck plays a big role in this. They're trying to show, and that someone who wants to become a millionaire will likely end up in prison within a year if you're doing it within a year. I mean, yes, it's technically possible through legitimate means, but it's more risky of a risky gamble that more risky gamble and dependent on luck, like winning the lottery, or inheriting $1 million business. Like I said, for that the $40,000 a year, I mean $40,000 a month, you can become a millionaire. Right? You can become a millionaire. People have done it on less, but I'm just showing I'm just showing you what that looks like, right? Um but at the same token, when you all are looking at jobs, you need to be strategic. You need to find and go back to episode 124. Go back to episode 124 of tech stocks and jobs, where I talked about a company putting in 25% into your 401k, 15%, 10% into your 401k, what that could look like for you over time. How does that play out over time? Where now you're getting, say, $60,000 put into your 401k every year, 60,000 times 10 is 600,000. Now that has played the market over time, so you could be anywhere from 6 to 800,000, give or take how the market plays, right? It's nothing wrong with you all being like a TSP millionaire. There's nothing wrong with being an IRA millionaire. There's nothing wrong with being a 401k millionaire. There's nothing wrong with being liquid millionaire. There's nothing wrong with that. No one cares how you become a millionaire, as long as it works for you, right? As long as that works for you. As long as that works for you, right? Let me see. I'm trying to see what these videos are before I start taking off my headphones. Mm, So we talked about BlackRock. BlackRock to buy global infrastructure partners for 12.5 billion. BlackRock is buying global infrastructure partners for 12.5 billion. That came out yesterday. Hold on, let me see what this other video is as well too. All right. Delta Airlines came out and stated at the end of 2023 they were 20% above the pre-pandemic levels on their returns, so they did well. Delta did well, right? Next one up, and I got one I want to listen to. Oh yeah, we're gonna listen to this one after we. That's the one we're gonna close with. We ain't gonna listen to all of it. I'm gonna just kind of go through it. The 5 levels of wealth and how to achieve them. Right, and there's one that I do want us to listen to. And it was from Yahoo. Is it this one? Mm, no, that's Dave. Let me go look at my let me look at my history. There's a video I really want us to watch because it actually it speaks to what I have been saying. And it should keep you all things that you should be focusing on. Here it is right here. All right. Let me get this copied over to the other browser because this one doesn't work. SoFi takes home 3 awards in Nerd Wally 20. Yeah, SoFi been running. I'm with SoFi. So let me pull up this other one and let me get this over to the other screen. And we'll go here. And then we'll put this down here. Let me take off my. I hate when my screen goes blank. It's showing on y'all end, but to me it's blank. And I always have to unplug and replug because it's sensitive. And now it needs to wake back up. There we go. We're back. All right. So we got it over there. Let's get our volume turned up over here. And now we can rock. All right. Pay attention to what he's saying and think outside of the box and or reflect to what I always say. All right. You'll get it when it's playing. All right. Up and up. All right, let's go. Oh, you can't hear? I don't know why you can't hear. You're not in. Oh, this one. Here we go.
Led by advancements and optimism in AI, the tech sector rebounding last year following a really tough 2022. So what should investors be watching out for from big tech for in 2024? Joining us now, Dan Morgan, Synovus Trust Senior Portfolio Manager, with his top themes for the new year. First of all, Dan, Happy New Year. Thanks for being here with us. Yep. Appreciate it. So I know you're looking ahead to themes for the new year. And I do want to start in AI here. And in particular, what is sort of next for AI? And I know you're looking at the sort of server business in particular. We saw some of that last year, notably with NVIDIA, right? For chips to power servers to train AI. What's sort of the next leg of that?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, Julie, because I'm in the camp that really I look at AI as kind of across-the-board productivity enhancement, opposed to a mega trend like we saw back in the 1990s. We had the movement towards the internet, the big capex build on that. We had the big move towards mobile phones. We had the year 2000 software bug, and you had a lot of money being spent to kind of go and create that. And AI, we've talked before, Julie, on the show about how a lot of times we have trouble really finding specific evidence where AI is actually creating a major increase in profits other than in the chip companies. So, I look at it more as an optimization, productivity enhancement situation. I don't see, some sort of huge, massive spend that's going to come out and we're going to see, profits doubling on certain quarters of certain tech companies. I see it kind of sprinkling across the board. So right now, the only evidence we have is really in chips. And you mentioned NVIDIA, and there's a few others that have shown profit reports that have actually increased from it, but it's really sparse beyond that.
And Dan, for viewers who are listening too, and maybe they're invested in AI-focused companies, any concern you had about the New York Times, launching that lawsuit against Microsoft and OpenAI? Is that a risk that investors need to consider? Because I would assume, Dan, there could very well be more lawsuits like that coming.
All right, so I'm gonna pause right there. When y'all think of AI, what do you think when y'all think of AI? What is your thought process on AI? Do y'all think about just the tools that you use? Do you think about coding? What security? What do you when you think AI? What are you thinking when you hear AI? What are you thinking when you hear AI? Because I'm going to tell you what I'm thinking when I hear AI. Data centers, GPUs, infrastructure, somebody needs something, right? That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking you need a lot of compute power, you need a lot of cooling. That's what I'm thinking, right? I'm thinking a lot of data. I'm thinking storage. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, and those things are going to keep you employed. Those are jobs. Someone told me to think picks and shovels, the things that create infrastructure and support. Yeah, I would say I would leave literally heavy on the infrastructure. Without machines, without physical machines, we don't get AI. Without GPUs, we don't get AI. Without CPUs, we don't get AI. We Without storage, whether it's HPE or some other pure storage or whatever, we don't get machine learning. We don't get data engineering. Those jobs are never going anywhere. Never. Never. Let's go back to it.
Yeah, Josh, I mean, that's a risk. Obviously, China's a big risk too, right? We constantly have China with these, pulling certain products that they're allowed to come on. That's been really evidenced in the chip sector. But, anytime you have regulators coming in and, starting to dig into it, that was kind of the first headline company you mentioned, Microsoft. You remember Meta's in that, Alphabet's in that. There's just all the big stocks, technology.
All right. Top tech themes in 2024. Generative AI, public cloud infrastructure as a service growth maturing, enterprise software growth accelerates slightly, digital advertising, semiconductor rebound. Everything on the infrastructure side. We're not, it's just not going anywhere. It may go down, the growth may go down, but it's just not going anywhere.
Have huge AI initiatives, and you start to get more regulatory oversight. That could be an issue going forward in terms of the speed of this rollout and how it can positively impact these companies. Josh, you mentioned Microsoft. Microsoft's a company that we really haven't seen any evidence of a major pickup in profits directly related to AI.
And Dan, you did mention China there, and that's, listen, another big theme. And so I'm interested to get your take on that, Dan. Obviously a lot of American tech companies, Western tech companies, they used to, they looked at China, Dan, as this really important end market. Do you think that's going to still be true in 2024 and beyond, even as the Chinese economy is clearly shaky here and you have these rising geopolitical tensions between Washington and Beijing? Do you think how Western tech companies think about China, is that...
Now listen to what he's saying. He said, as these rising things coming, guess what's going to keep rising? Satellites. How much data do you think comes from satellites on an hourly basis? On an hourly basis. How much data does your watch collect? Your Apple Watch collect on you every day? Just think about it. Yep, it's beyond your comprehension. I'm looking it up right now. Cause you can go to NASA's website. I don't know if y'all ever been and watched do y'all watch the satellites? Do y'all just go online and watch what the satellites are looking at and what they're seeing? Let me see. This satellite says some of the satellite information can on average can reach 1.8 million people per hour. Satellites and forecasting, air quality, pollution, the whole nine. I know NASA got some public information on how much data they collect on a daily basis. I know they do. NASA data collection. All right, let's go yearly. We'll do it a year. How much data does NASA have? Okay, it says how much data does NASA have? NASA has 40 petabytes of data. NASA has accumulated 40 petabytes of data of Earth science, which is about twice as much as information stored at the Library of Congress. In the next 5 years, NASA will grow up to 250 petabytes of data. That's just NASA. NASA. 250 petabytes of data. And that was back in 2020 when that came out. So let's look at um I'm looking at how you can go out. Let me pull this over. I didn't mean for that to do that. It's exit full screen. Yeah. That's what I was looking at here. You can go out and you can watch stream NASA TV live and watch satellites and so forth and so on. You can do that. All right, we got satellites that you could go out and watch, or you could watch live streams live. SpaceX has them too, but you can go watch live streams of space, right? Live streams in space, right? So, what I'm saying is this: if we got satellite streaming live, that data got to get stored somewhere. Someone has to do an analysis on that data. All right. That's just we just talking about NASA. How much data does Apple collect? How much data does grocery stores collect? How much data does any major company like a Coca-Cola, Nike, Home Depot, Lowe's, Costco, Sam's, how much data do they have on a consumer? How much consumer data do they have, right? How much consumer data gets collected daily? Okay, here we go. All right, so this article is more than 5 years old. This is 2018. The amount of data we produce every day is truly mind boggling. There are 2.5 quintillion bytes of data created each day at our current pace, but that pace is only accelerating with the growth of IoT. So this is back in 2018, 2.5 quintillion bytes of data. 2.5 quintillion. That was back in 2018. So you know it's more than that now, right? So let's finish this video.
Is that evolving and changing, Dan?
Well, Josh, you bring up a good point. I mean, I would expect them to continue to try to work around these regulations. I mean, you look like NVIDIA. They have two key chips. They have the H100 and the A100. Well, they have two other chips that they produce that are very similar to those that they sell in the China market. So obviously these companies, you know, in America do a tremendous amount of business there. Qualcomm does 60% of their total revenues are out of that region. Micron does about 15, just give you some numbers. So I don't think we can just turn the page on China. I think last quarter, if we looked at Apple, they did about 15 to 20% of revenues out of China. So I still think it's a huge growth area. I mean, let's face it, it's 1 billion people. You can't just turn your back to them with all these regulatory going back and forth between the US and China. I'm hoping that it's all going to work out and that we can kind of settle these things and these companies can move forward. But I don't see any of the big tech companies pulling out and saying we're done with China. It's just too big of a market.
Dan, looking to some of your other themes that you're watching, one of the through lines is what's going to happen with enterprise spending this year and where that IT spending is going to be deployed. So we talked about the AI piece, but I know you're focused on a couple of other themes, including software and infrastructure as a service. Are we going to see moderation or acceleration in those areas?
Well, Julie, if you look at the recent studies that have come out on IT budgets for this year, we're projecting about 8% growth. You mentioned enterprise software, the companies like SAP and Salesforce, Adobe, Autodesk, all these household names. That's been an area where growth was pretty muted last year. A lot of large contracts, didn't go through. CIOs were nervous about the economy. We're expecting that to grow about 13%. If you look at the data center space, which you just mentioned, infrastructure as a service, that's going to be AWS, Azure, GCP, Ali Cloud. That area is becoming much, much more mature. And if you guys can probably remember looking back at, let's say Amazon's or Microsoft's recent reports, these areas that were growing 40, 50%, for example, AWS, I think is growing at 16% right now, have really become much more mature. And I would expect that to continue, Julie, going forward. Data center was a super hot spot 5 years ago, but those growth rates are really starting to slow down. I don't really see a big change there. But hopefully revival a little bit into the enterprise software space. And then hopefully we can continue growing in terms of data center, but I don't think we're ever going to return back to the growth rates that we had previously, especially after COVID.
And Dan, to get you out of here on this, I want to get your views on the chip sector as well, Dan, as we head into 2024. Obviously, it's a big sector, a lot of verticals. Any specific verticals within the semis, Dan, that you'd be especially bullish on?
Well, Josh, you mentioned earlier the AI space. That's the hottest space right now. What's kind of funny is we had the big spike during COVID, work from home. So then all the chips companies who produce chips that went into laptops and PCs and smartphones did really well. And then it flipped when that cycle went down. And now we have that sector bouncing back strongly where industrial and auto, which was strong during COVID, is actually pulled back. But we saw the bottom, Josh, in the first quarter of 23 in the chip space. We've had 10 consecutive quarters of positive growth in overall sales. There's a lot of projections out there that go from anywhere from 15 to 20% growth in revenues in the semiconductor space. And again, I think the hottest space would have to be AI. We talked about those names before within the chip space, but we are seeing a revival in some of the mature markets.
Yeah, they have no choice because that's an initiative from Biden to get that money out there. All right, last but not least, HPE makes a major AI networking play with $14 billion Juniper Networks deal. HPE, again, here we go, where everything, I keep trying to back to that infrastructure as code, right? Understanding that, right? So let me blow this up. Can we get rid of you? I guess not. I guess I'm gonna have to read. I'm gonna have to read it out. All right, HPE. Let's see. It's got after a broad pullback in M&A mergers and acquisitions in 2023, HPE Enterprise is proving the 11-figure deals are still possible in 2024. HPE agreed to buy the networking hardware company Juniper in a transaction deal valued at $13.98 billion, according to the S&P Global Market Intelligence. If completed, the deal would be HPE's largest since its split in 2015 and mega sized deals and so forth. Juniper Network is by far HPE's largest deal. The other one they had was in 2019 with Cray. They bought Nimble. They bought Triton, Axis, Zerto. I remember Zerto, right? Naira, and so forth. With Juniper, HPE tends to build on the Aruba buy significantly, and Juniper's Mist platform, which relies on AI tools to improve wireless access, will play a key role. The platform's developer, Mist Systems, became a part of Juniper via a $404.2 million acquisition in 2019. So Juniper will now roll on to HP, and now you again, it's a network play, and it's to be in the data center, it's to be also in the cloud as well too, and it's also about IP. You got to understand why these plays are the way they are. Now, if you want to go further into this, I will go look up Juniper Wireless AI and look how that tool is being used. Put HP on your watch list, because some of you may have Juniper and it gets bought, but put HP on your watch list and let's see how this stock rolls, right? HPE, let's go to Google Finance and let's look up HP. Are they just HP? HPE. All right, and then let's look at max over time. We got some green here. They're up 60.51%. They got a few dips, but they're steady. They're steady. HPE has been steady, right? HPE has been steady, right? And then let's look at Juniper. Here is Juniper. Let's look at the max. They've been up 127%. And look, they're starting in 2000. They just been a. I wonder if they went back private or something. Why we're not seeing this, but I don't think so. Still, like they're public. Yeah, they're still public. So Juniper is getting purchased by HPE for 13 billion dollars. $13 billion. Right. So just be something to be aware, because we've already seen the layoffs from Google. Who else just had some big layoffs? Didn't somebody just had 30,000 layoffs one at Google? Yeah, Citigroup is cutting 20,000 people, right? Discord lays off 17% of their people. Twitch laid off 500. Here we go, right here. We can look at levels. Why can I see? Oh, here we go. They use Airtable. All right, let's scroll up. Veeam laid off 300 people. Discord 170. Audible laid off 100 people. Google laid off 1,000. Instagram laid off 60. Twitch laid off 500. Unity laid off 1,800. Flipkart laid off 1,100. Cruise laid off 900. That was back in 12 December, right before the holidays. Spotify laid off 15, right? So when we see these things, you know the market is going to be competitive out here for jobs and so forth. And another thing to also remember, not just the jobs being competitive, the pay is going to be competitive, right? So find your niche, find your T shape. Remember, I talked about this before, your T shape versus your L shape. T shape versus L shape. You want to be that T shape. All right, here we go. All right, just all right. So your T shape, right? The T shaped person is capable of a lot of things and expert in one of them. Find the thing that you want to be an expert in, but you got general knowledge across the board. And more people are looking for journalists more than people care to realize. And that in that being the case, being like, I need somebody to do Terraform, I need somebody to understand Python, I need somebody to understand Linux, I need somebody to understand Kubernetes, I need you to understand infrastructure as code, I need for you to understand design and patterns, I need for you to understand a lot of things because we hitting the ground running. That's the other thing. Let me talk about this. Let's get into this. Let's get into this, right? Because I think this is this gets lost. This gets lost. Let's get into it. All right. And this I want to end on it. We are at the juncture, a couple of junctures. And I'll talk about this on Monday. They're taking they're relaxing the cybersecurity rules for government. Like not rules, but how to get helping to get more people into cybersecurity. That came out. I don't know if y'all saw that article. It's in Women in Linux. Cyber rules. I'll just pull it up real quick. But I want to talk about it more on Monday. Oh, now it's acting wonky. Oh, it's acting wonky. Anyway, we'll talk about that on Monday. Anyway, I see a lot of questions that get asked about, hey, I want to get into cyber, or I want to do this, or I want to do that. Um, no, I don't consider DevOps a niche. I consider DevOps like more like a journalist. I consider Linux admin the next thing up to DevOps, right? Like Linux admin, then you go DevOps, and I consider that to be like a generalist set of tools that you learn. Inside of DevOps, you could be a Kubernetes SME, or you could be a Terraform SME, or you could be a SME in Ansible, like infrastructure as code. You could be that SME or storage or whatever. I look at infrastructure to be like where your general at, and then you pick something out of infrastructure to that you focus on, whether it's storage, whether it's networking, whether it's automation or something other than that. Like infrastructure is a very loose term. So back to what I was saying. there is a distinct group of people that companies look for that are ready from the moment go. And them being ready from the moment go allows that company or that project to continue and grow and move at a faster pace. Some people are not those people. That's not the pace that you work at. And you're going to have to figure out what pace you are able to work at. Some people get overwhelmed when they get 5 things thrown at them, when they get 10 things thrown at them. They can't multitask. They got to do one distinct thing at a time. And you need to figure who you are and how you work out today. Because that's going to determine what companies you work for, what teams you get put on, how you respond, how you move, and the money that you make. Right? So if you know that you one of the ones that can hit the ground running and you're a quick learner and you can just put me in the game, coach, you need to look for companies that allow for you to grow in that environment. But you can't go to a company talking about put me in the game, coach, and the company move at a snail's pace. You're going to get bored and you ain't going to want to be there. So you got to figure out who you are. Now, with that being said, how do you do that? How do you do that? Well, you can look at how you learn. That's first. Are you one of the ones that, you get started on something and you like, I got the gist of it, and then I'm going to hop over here and learn something else? Right? Do you learn just enough to be dangerous, or do you like perfect it? If you one of the ones that's got to perfect it, you probably won't be on a team where they moving at a quick pace, because your perfection is going to get in the way. Remember, you got to think MVP, design thinking. I need to get this up. We need to be quick and we need to be done. We got 3 months to do this in. Let's say this. I'm gonna put it out here like this. I'm gonna see how many of you can work on a project where they give you $150,000 and you got to come up with a hybrid cloud solution and demo it within 2 months. Can you do it? Can you pick a team, build a team, come up with the team, come up with a plan and build it in 2 months? And we talked, and then once we see your prototype for this 150, we'll come back and we'll toss you 30 million to build it out. Who you picking to be on your team? How are you going to organize them? What skill sets are you looking for? How do you know if somebody lying to you or not? How you know somebody ain't gonna backstab you? What are you gonna look for in team members? What are the personality skill sets, the whole nine that you're looking for in those team members? Who are you? Are you a good leader? Are you a good follower? Are you a team player? Are you mean, rude, and nasty? Who are you? That's going to help you with your job search. That's going to help you with how you move, And then some of you may not be ready to lead. Some of you are very good followers, and it's okay. Let me put it this way. Could you be a good team player if you were getting paid $400,000 and they told you got to follow the guy or you got to follow this person? Could you be a team player for 400,000? Could you be a good team player for the 2 months and they got to pay you 60,000 and they say, but if we get this, we can make it. We can get the 30 million if we the only one in the running. Our life depends on this. Can you make it? We're gonna make this happen. We're gonna make this work. Can you do it? What you putting into it? What effort are you putting into it? What type of people are you looking for? Who's on your team? Who gonna help you? Who you know is gonna ride with you and build with you? Y'all gotta ask these questions because you collaborate with people and y'all ain't building nothing. Don't nothing get done. Don't nothing get completed. Don't nothing get deployed. Don't nothing never comes out of anything. You just sitting up there spending money. And then you look up, they like layoffs. Lay their whole team off. We done with them. We don't need them. I have reached my time. I have given y'all first stream is officially 3 o'clock. We've gone for 2 hours and 29 minutes. I do have a petty tea in me, but if I do it, it will be 1 more hour. I can't do it to y'all because if I do petty tea, y'all won't leave. This is a juicy, this is a good one right here. So I ain't gonna do it. I'm resisting. Done. We ain't doing it today. We ain't gonna do it today. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No. No. Review one more court case there. I got a ton of them. I got a ton of them. The Marcus couldn't sit down. Tadrika couldn't do nothing. Nah, this ain't about Drika. Nah, this ain't about Drika. No. We done with Drika. I'm gonna clip Drika up today. This ain't about Drika. Mm-mm. This one is about a grandmother. Then I thought about the other one, about the gambling addict. I don't know. Uh, uh, uh. Let me look. Let's see what we want to pick up in this one. Why y'all can't never shut up? That's what it is in the court cases. Y'all just can't never shut up. Here.
I'm just
we're gonna start over from this one.
focused.
Hold on.
And you know what, Your Honor? I was buying marijuana from a dispensary.
I'm gonna start it over. Let me share my screen. We ain't gonna be here long. I just like their reactions. Do you say you believe Drinker boyfriend was on that Henny that night? He might have been. All right. I haven't reviewed her cases yet. I got some more. I gotta go review her cases. But let's go. This how y'all lose money, by the way. Going to court. Stay out of jail. Just stay out of jail.
And you know what, Your Honor? I was buying marijuana from a dispensary.
Sir, please don't.
No, I was just wanting to tell you, they were selling me stuff.
I don't want you.
I don't do cocaine. They probably was selling me stuff.
Do not discuss anything at the moment.
Okay.
Can we just approach really quick?
She's like, shut it up. That's what she shut it up. Hush, child. Hush. Your Honor, they was just selling me stuff. I don't know how that cocaine got in there. Hush. Hush. Shut up. I don't know. They was just selling me stuff. This guy.
Opportunity to review the precedence investigation report as well as the report. And based on some statements that Ms. Cook made regarding her lack of wrongdoing in this particular matter, the court is very concerned about whether she understands the nature of why she's before this court. And in addition to that, it appears that she has made a determination that she is only going to do the minimum, which is pay fines and costs in this case. If that's the case, it is the court's position we may as well begin with the jail time already. Because the reality is that, first of all, I feel as though Ms. Cook misled the court with respect to what happened on that particular date.
Why do you say that, Your Honor?
I'm still talking, ma'am. Please don't interrupt me.
All right. So y'all got the other screen. Let me switch. Let me get the other screen. All right. Here's my take on this. Number one, find the right freaking camera angle. This is not the camera angle. All I see is tits and face. That is not the right camera angle. These little ring lights and stuff, they don't cost that much for you to just sit it down, put your little phone up there, sit down, and be quiet. I don't know why on all these cases, in particular when I'm looking at the ones with all the black people, y'all got y'all mama in the background. You got you over here, you changing diapers. You got kids in the camera. The kids is like, you see me? You see me? If this is online, this is on TV. Straight chesticles and yes. Why can't y'all just have like just you? Just you. You the one on trial. You the one on trial. I don't get it. Right.
And that when I took this plea, she gave me the impression that what she did was one thing, and the police report indicates that it was something completely separate. She was driving through the neighborhood in a very erratic manner. She reported that someone had broken into her house when it was really her daughter that was going into her home. I feel as though she does not take this matter seriously, which is very serious situation at this point. And I'm going to adjourn this case so that I can, one, get the video footage. And if I find that she has been dishonest with this court, there may be actual jail time involved in this particular case.
Your Honor,
I'm still talking. I already interrupted.
I apologize for that.
I already indicated when I was speaking earlier that I don't think you're taking this seriously, because your view of what happened that day versus what happens that day is completely off base based on what I have before me at this time. I'm going to review this footage. And if I continue to find out that that's the case, then we're going to be going in a very different direction with this case. I don't know whether you've been conditioned to believe that this behavior is appropriate because you're the mom and that makes it okay. But the reality is that it doesn't. So, having said that, if you think it's in your best interest to still speak, you may do so.
I do feel like I was out of character for reacting the way I did, but she had been being so disrespectful to me. And it was a lot. I had asked her prior to her coming.
Now, I want y'all to, it's going to be a good laugh coming up. Just wait for the punchline.
To the house to wait till I got off work. And she knew that. Yes, ma'am.
You talk to your attorney before you say anything further, okay? And what I'm going to do at this point in time is I'm going to adjourn today's sentencing. I'm going to have it in person, and we can have a conversation in person and see how that goes, okay?
Your Honor, can I say something else, Your Honor?
Ms. Cook, I would advise you not make any further statements at this time.
Do you think I need to get a lawyer?
You have a lawyer.
I think I.
He is the lawyer. She's like, I think I need to get a lawyer.
Because you're not. Okay.
Your Honor, you think I need to get a
Sentencing on this
lawyer?
matter is going to be adjourned to February 8th.
Your Honor, you think I need to get a lawyer? No, the judge is like, the guy's like, I am your lawyer. She's like, no, I think I need to get a lawyer.
2024 at 11 a.m. in person. Ms. McDuffie, please provide me with a copy of the video in this case, okay?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm sorry I missed that date. What was that?
February 8th.
Thank you.
Bond is continued. I'll see you here, ma'am, on February 8th.
Rachel and Duffy for the people.
Assistant Public Defender John Filipo for Mr. Pringle. Mr.
All right, let the jokes begin, folks. All right, okay. Let's get the jokes going. Okay, first off, this one right here, this guy is now a single father or a stay-at-home dad. I'm not sure. I think he's a stay-at-home dad. And now he is like looking for sympathy from the court because he's like, this is hard. I'm a dad and everything is on me. So here we go. And let's get busy.
Pringle, could you state your name, please?
Welcome to Pringle, Senior.
Thank you.
Okay, on here it says his name is Turrakum, TURRAAUHKUM Pruitt Pringle. Turrakum Pruitt dash Pringle. That's his name on here. That's what it says on the thingy. I don't know what name I'm giving. I don't know. Let's go.
Good morning. All right, we're here today for the review. It appears that the defendant has still remained non-compliant. When we were here back on November 9th, he was told that he needed to get compliant or he would be going on to probation. The recommendation is to place him on probation at this time. Where are we with this, Mr. Lebo?
Your Honor, I discussed the recommendation with Mr. Pringle. What Mr. Pringle has told me is that he did recently lose his job. He did complete the gun class. He's currently waiting on receiving proof of that, which he'll submit to the court as soon as he has received it. due to his loss of his job, he has been unable to do community service as his child's mother has been working, and he's been taking care of his child's full time as a student, and therefore has not had the opportunity to complete his community service.
So it sounds like the child mother not working, and she like, since I ain't working, go be with your daddy. And he don't have no job. So Pringle don't have no job. The mama don't have no job, and they got a baby. That baby don't look no more than 6 months, if that. And he does not have a good handle on this baby. You'll see it throughout the video. That is like he can't control that baby.
The court could give him an additional 60 days to accomplish providing proof of the gun class and begin his payments in community service.
Ms. McDuffie?
Your Honor, I'm just looking. I'm trying to figure out, I guess, just how we got here. Because I'm looking back all the way back to June. I know that his counsel said he had some issues with family obligations even then. And it looked like he had a positive date on November, and he had a contact and for community service. And I do see he had the CPO class schedule. So I'm glad to hear that he's gotten that part done. But I don't disagree with the recommendation. And I think that whether it's reporting probation or not, I think it's the same opportunity to get those things done. So I don't object to him going on reporting probation.
Mr. Pringle, is there anything you want to say, sir?
I mean, it's really kind of been hard. I mean, since I got my open record now from Macomb County, so I got fired because I got assault on my record now. So I lost my job because of that, and then I'm just now the stay-at-home parent. So it's just me with my son 24/7 now. Like, I really don't have time. Like, he an 8-month-old child. I can't just, like, I really just be trying for him. I mean,
look at the judge face as he says this. He's like, it's really been hard. I don't have. He got the record player going. I don't have. All right, here we go.
just started back school too, so it's kind of a lot we're trying to balance. And then the community service I haven't started because I got him.
Mr. Pringle managed to have children and get things done in life every year.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know how to explain it, but it's just like a lot. Like, it was just a lot going on.
She said, people do this every day. He was like, nah. Nah, people do this every day, bro. It's just a lot. Going to school, work, and take care of the kid, and get myself dressed, and get something to eat, and make sure he all right. This a lot. This a lot. I need help. I'm a single parent. I need help.
Like, completely a lot. With just him, this, and just a bunch of other things that was going on that was just kind of all at once, and it just took a big toll.
Mr.
But I mean, I did submit. I mean, I did complete my gun class. I'm just waiting on to get that. My cousin should be sending it to me actually today.
When did you
I completed it last month, around my birthday time. Before my license had expired, I completed it. And then I'm just waiting for her to send it. So, I mean, I texted her last night. She's supposed to send it today, but I'm waiting for her to send it still.
I'm trying to figure out why somebody got to send him something. This is what I didn't understand. You complete the gun class. Why somebody got to send you something? Why somebody got to send you your stuff? I don't understand it.
I just texted her again before I even joined, and so I did complete that. Only thing I just haven't done is just the payments and the community service.
I understand. I didn't give you much to do because I thought that this was going to be something simple for you to accomplish and we'd be done with this. But here's the thing. If I put you on probation, you're talking about you don't have money. You're going to owe probation oversight fees as well. So this is going to add more money to your situation. And then if you don't do it then you're going to go to jail. And then,
Right.
you know, this is just going down a very bad road here. You're not understanding how important it is to get these things done quickly.
Right.
I'm going to give you one more chance because I don't want you to have the fines and costs that go along with being on probation, the additional monies, because it just sets you back. But if you're not hearing me this time, if you don't get it, if you don't figure this out.
Now look how he holding this baby and handling this baby. You can tell that he cannot, like, yo, you don't know how to take care of the baby. You don't know how to, why you didn't put the baby down before this hearing? Like, why you didn't put this baby down, put this baby to sleep, drop it off at your mama house? I don't know, something. Why this baby online with everybody else? This don't make sense to me. And the baby is like, I'm ready to go. Whatever you got going on, I'm ready. Yeah, you can tell he don't know how to hold that baby. The way he holding that baby, he like let me throw the baby up here. He just seen people throw the baby up here. He just threw the baby up there like, let me bump the baby.
Next time you go on probation, then next time you'll go to jail. Do you understand?
I understand.
Okay.
Okay.
Kings and their sons, honey. Kings and their sons.
One more chance. 60 days. If you get it done, sir. That I'm putting in my own file that this is the end. This is it. Okay?
Okay.
All right. I'll see you back here on March 7th, 2024 at 10.
Okay.
There's no excuse. Get it done.
Yes, ma'am.
I go on all day with those, but you get it. You get the drift. I saw in the comments y'all asked like, how do I find these? They find me. They find me. They find me, but again, it's a ton of these that I've been wanting to do for Foolish Finance Friday. There's a ton of these that do not the divorce thing, but prenups and trust and wills in court. And so the stuff that we've learned from what can go into a will, what can go into a prenup, what goes to probate court. I want to bring the reality of that to the channel, so you can get a good whiff of like, okay, if we went to court under these circumstances, this is what would happen. Here's what would really happen if we had to go to court for X, Y, and Z, and put this into to work. Like, dang, like y'all out here doing that. Interesting. I'm trying to find that one last little one that I had for Market Watch, because it was a doozy on that one. And then I'm really done. Let me see. I'm looking at the title again. Let me see. Get that down smaller. Okay. Here's that one. It says, my cousin left his estate to 6 relatives, but only one cousin, worth 30 million, received the inheritance due to an unexpected surprise. My cousin left his estate to 6 relatives, but only one cousin, and I guess the estate is worth 30 million, received the inheritance due to an unexpected surprise. Right? due to an unexpected surprise. So let me pull this back over. That's one. I may do a after dark type of thing. Let me look here. Because it was one that was a doozy. It was crazy. And I was like, oh, this is gonna be good right here. This is gonna be the good part right here. Hold on, let me look. I'm looking. I thought I saved it. It's good sworn I saved that article. But it's not on my little list. Let me look one more time on my list. Maybe I need to do a search on my list. Hold on. No, it ain't on here. Well, let's do this one real quick. Yeah. Okay. All right. I can't but feel that the deceased cousin would not have wanted the bulk of their estate to be awarded to this extremely wealthy cousin. I requested a copy of the court papers to learn more about my distant relatives. That's when I got an unexpected surprise. The court papers included a document labeled "Last Will and Testament." I appreciate and learn from the caller and read it religiously. Several of our recent readers have asked questions about wills or what happens when someone dies. I would like to add my experience to scenarios you already addressed in recent months. Right, a court-appointed attorney once called to inform me that my cousin's death died without a will. The deceased had no children, spouse, or siblings. The estate was being divided on the basis of the closest kin, which in this case it was the deceased person's six cousins. An attorney contacted me. He was tracking down distant relatives of the deceased because most of the six cousins were no longer living. In fact, only one cousin outlived the deceased person. The offspring of each deceased cousin were collectively awarded a share of 1/6 of the deceased estate minus court and attorney fees. Therefore, after about a year from one onset of this person's death, my siblings and I received an inheritance of about $9,000. The one cousin who was still alive legally at the time was still legally entitled to 1/6, which is 60,000. The law does not take into account whether a potential heir or needs the inheritance, but rather the subjective formulas of anyone else would expect. And then he got the court documents. It says, this makes sense, but I can't help but feel like the deceased cousin would not have wanted the bulk of their estate to be awarded to an extremely wealthy cousin whose advanced age had a personal wealth of 30 million. This person received the largest share of the deceased estate. At the probate process, I requested a copy of the court papers to learn more about my distant relatives. That's when I got an unexpected surprise. The court papers included a document labeled "Last Will and Testament," signed by an attorney by the deceased person, leaving the entire estate to my siblings and I, as our mother was the cousin with whom the deceased had been the closest to. When I asked the attorney why they told me there had been no will, they pointed out that the will lacked a witness signature. My mother cousin and my mother's cousin had expressed those wishes in writing, signed, written with a will in front of it, in front of an attorney, but did not have the signature witness. As I learned through the experience, a signed will is not legally a will, even if it is prepared by an attorney and labeled "Last Will and Testament," unless it is also witnessed. Perhaps this is true in only our state, but this was a shocking lesson. I hope that individuals who think their handwritten sign notes will be sufficient think again, as you have so often cautioned. The cost of an attorney's fee to prepare a will is well worth it, and with the peace of mind it provides. Yes, I'd rather have my hard-earned savings to go to people and causes that matter to me, and not to distant relatives that are so financially secure that they would not benefit from inheriting a portion of my estate. Preparing a will or trust allows one final chance to make a difference for others. Personally, uh, I like to get that right as my final act. All right, I ain't gonna go into it. You learn something new. You need to legitimize your kids. Just because you signed a birth certificate does not mean your kids are legitimized. And just because you create a will and had it prepared by a lawyer, and you do not have not signed it in front of a witness, does the will means nothing. Legitimize and wills with witnesses are two things just you should have learned. And also stay away from people that are ugly on the inside, because it can come out to you and be ugly on you. What's ugly on the inside of somebody else could be ugly on you in your face. Your face just might be ugly from the people that you hang around. And that's why don't nobody want to talk to you. All right. That's out. I'm out. I'm about to go get me something to eat and keep the ugly people away from me, inside and out. All right.